Hey guys, welcome to my channel and I'm back again with another really interesting video. In this video guys, we are going to explore one of the tasks in Hugging Face, that is visual question answering. Just to simplify it guys, we are going to explore that how we can actually use pictures to answer questions through a large language model. And by pictures, I specifically mean the charts and the plots, that the graphs that we often see in our day-to-day life, in our work as well. So without taking any time further, let's get started. So first of all guys, as you can see on my screen, I am in the Hugging Face models arena here. So if you just go to Hugging Face, click on models, you will see all these models which Hugging Face provides you as open source. So let's talk about the tasks that we have in hand today. Today, what we want to do is, let's say you have a graph or you have a picture of certain data, plots or something like that, right? Some statistic. And you want to actually ask questions on the basis of that graph through a large language model. That task becomes a part of something called a visual question answering, because it's a graph, so that's a picture, and you are asking a text question, right? So that becomes your multi-modal task. So you can see in the multi-modal task here, one of the tasks is visual question answering. When I click on visual question answering, we can see there are many models provided by different teams which can allow us to do so. But I'm going to actually explore one of Google's model, that is called as Google Deplot. This is one of the most trending model that I can see on visual question answering. That is why I have picked this model guys, but feel free to actually check out other visual question answering model and tell me about those in the comments below. However, let's look into the Google Deplot model. So guys, as you can see, the model card of Deplot model is actually very small. They haven't provided us a lot of information in it. But what they do provide us is how they are actually going to use this Google Deplot model to answer questions. And if you just look into the abstract of the paper here, it basically explains how it works. So what they have done here is they have actually decomposed this challenge into two parts. First is plot to text translation, and second, reasoning over the translated text. So if you look into this picture above guys, you can see that this is the graph, right? What they are doing is, first of all, they are converting this graph into a text, and then they are using that text they are feeding that text into an LLM model. And then if you ask the LLM model a question like, on an average across the two sets, by how much did the Deplot outperform the second strongest model? So this is basically a question guys. Then LLM model, based upon the data that was transcribed from this picture, it answers the question in its summary text form, right? Now the main thing is how they have converted this graph or this statistic into text, and for that they have used a technology called as Deplot. So they have used a library called as Deplot, which converts this graph into these data points in text format. We provide the text format data to LLM, and then LLM is able to answer the question on the basis of that, correct? So this is basically how Google Deplot works, and that's what they have explained it. Not only that guys, they have also given a simple code here that you can use to actually just explore this model, okay? So you can actually run a prediction by querying this input image with a particular question, okay? Now what we can do guys, we can actually try this code out, and you can actually also change the URL of the image that you want to query into, and I will also show you how you can change that URL. And rest of the things basically show it guys, that if you want to use this Deplot technology to actually create your own models, you can do so as well. I haven't really tried it, but if you want to look into it, feel free to do so, because you can actually use this Deplot technology, which is fixed to struct, to actually create your own visual question answering models. But for now, let's look into a deeper coding based understanding for Deplot. Okay, So for that guys, I will show you the Google Colab notebook that I have created. And the first thing first guys, you have to have the transformers installed here. Now why I have mentioned the version here guys, because in Google Colab if you do pip install transformers, it does a default version of transformers which is actually not the latest version. But for the libraries which are needed by Google Deplot, you need the latest transformers version. So I just found out that transformers is 4.39.1 that works for it. So you can definitely try that out. Once you have that guys, then simply we are importing transformers. From transformers we are importing the pix to struct processor and pix to struct for conditional generation. And then we also need the request because we want to get our image from a web URL. And then you also need an image class from PIL because you want to use that image URL and convert it into an image object so that you can use that to ask questions to your LLM model. Okay. So this is a very simple code guys. You first get the URL of the image and I will show you the image. So this is the image that we have. Okay, basically some government economic assistance, and they have got different countries here. They have got the responsibility of the person and the government responsibility in that particular country, and that too percentage wise. Okay, so this is the image. We convert that image, we get that image through request.get and we convert it into an image object using image.open API, right? Once you have that guys, you just provide that image into your pix to struct processor. So processor just takes an argument as image, and then this is the text, like generate the underlying data table of the figure below, return tensors, and this is the default tensor that you can give. So once you have your inputs correctly done guys, then you can just take this processor input into your model. Okay, so basically think of it like this, that your processor is the one who is processing your image, converting your image into a text format, and then you can use this text format to ask your large language model any question. Okay, so basically this input is your text input that you get by processing your image. You pass that input to your model along with this text question as well, and that becomes the input of your model, and then you are calling model.generate, and this is the max new token. So obviously guys, you cannot give it a very heavy image where there is a lot of statistics, and if you want to just restrict it to a certain amount of tokens, then it's better to specify the tokens here. And then simply model.generate is going to actually take that text, take that image input, convert it into text, and it is going to give you the predictions. Okay, so processor.decode is actually taking those predictions and converting it into a more understandable format for the users, because obviously guys, the large language model, actually when they generate the output, it is all in numeric format, it is all a vector format, and we need to convert that vector into your English language so that you can understand that stuff, right? So processor.decode is actually doing that. It is converting that vector format into your English language text, and then you want to skip the special tokens, so that becomes equals to true, and this output is being printed. Okay, now let's look into what this output is actually showing us. So it is, first of all, it is showing us entity, individual responsibility, and government responsibility. And if you look into the image below, this is exactly what we have. So we have got two entities, individual responsibility and government responsibility, and this is what we are measuring, right? So this becomes your entity. Then you have got the all the values. So the median value for government responsibility and individual responsibility. So for individual, the median is 39.0. For government, the average, the median value is 55.0. And then they have given it for every single country that is mentioned here. So you can see it starts from, they have started from Germany, but they have given the value for every single country, right? So they have given the value for Germany, which is NaN. So there is no individual responsibility. The 30.0 is government responsibility. Then you have got UK, which is 45.0 individual responsibility and 49.0 government responsibility, right? So for example, you can see here, 45% individual and 49% government. So you can actually verify this thing from the image, right? And you can see that this goes up till the end, where we finally get it for Italy 22.0 and 74.0, which also same as that of the image. And what this is basically saying is, guys, that we have successfully read a chart, converted it into a data table, and we have represented it here. How cool is that, guys? Because there are a lot many times that you are given charts, you are given graphs, you are given statistics, but actually they're so complicated to look at that you can't even understand what they are talking about. At that point in time, if you can just ask it a simple English question like what the stat is talking about, or what is one particular thing you want to find it in that statistic, won't that be so easy and so so good for you that that is going to increase your productivity, and that is going to help you come to a conclusion much faster than you currently can. So that's why I think, guys, that visual question answering, and especially multimodality based models in Hugging Face and open source models, are really helpful to us achieve those tasks that we currently struggle a bit in our day to day life. So that was the video, guys. That was the video of using Google Deplot to actually do visual question answering through a large language model. I hope you guys like this video, guys, and I hope you learned something from it. If you do like this video, guys, then please do not forget to like this video and share this video with your friends. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, guys, then please do subscribe and hit the bell icon for future notifications of more such programming and coding related videos. If you have any questions or feedback regarding this, guys, please do write in the comment section below. If you try any other models, especially some other visual question answering models, then definitely do write down in the comment section below. Give us the feedback of how you felt about them, and if you want me to cover any specific model, please do write that as well. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, take care and bye bye.